Hey, Misty. Now, when things wear out, my general idea is instead of replacing with the same OEM stuff that wore out, I feel like it should be upgraded. That's just my general idea for everything. So, following that philosophy, I have gotten a set of these. What the hell? Gotten a set of these for my mom's truck. It is already been opened and repackaged. What the hell? I did not open this, and it's definitely been opened by somebody else, so we'll see. This is going to be going into my mom's Ford Escape Hybrid. It is a 2007, and it does have an aftermarket headlight housing that has a projector beam style headlight. It says it's a 30-watt bulb with an H11 style. They don't give you the heat rating for the color, but I'm pretty sure this is 6000K. Now, before I actually install this into my mom's 2007 Ford Escape Hybrid, I want to go over why I purchased this particular bulb and a little bit more of the anatomy of the actual LED bulb itself. Now, this one I got it off Amazon. I believe it was like $52. It says it has a 3-year warranty. It hopefully works. The fact that it came pre-opened and looks like to be a return unit doesn't really inspire much confidence, but I'm hoping it does work well. Now, this right here is the actual bulb assembly and the driver. Now, those of you who might be familiar with HID lights and those kinds of products might think that this is a ballast. This is actually not a ballast. If you look at a HID ballast, you'll notice a couple things. One, they're a bit bigger than this, and two, a ballast actually has a completely different function. What it does is when the HID bulb first starts up, an HID ballast will give it an AC ignition current, and then it'll swap over to a DC current to keep it running. This is not like that. This is a constant current DC driver. Basically what it is, it takes a 12 volt provided to the H11 plug right here and converts it to whatever this LED bulb needs. And I'm hoping it works pretty well. This right here is the LED bulb itself. It actually has 4 separate LED chips on each side with one what looks to be some kind of soft rubber lens, if you will. It's a hard plastic right here made with some kind of aluminum. Then we got the gasket right here, and right here we have a fan that's meant to keep this LED cool. Now, another thing about these bulbs is if you go through this manual and everything, and if you go through the Amazon ad that I got it off of, it says that this works underwater. It's completely waterproof. I think in the ad they said something about being IP67 or IP68. I'm not too sure if that's the case, but what you'll notice with the Escape that I'm working on is that the headlight actually has this enclosed housing for the bulb. Now, I'm not too sure if this will fit in there without me cutting it up a bit. I'm not too averse to cutting it up. I'm not too worried about it, but I don't want something that'll fail once it hits water. And it's also a 6000K bulb. And right here you can see that the driver and the bulb are separatable. LED driver, DOT approved. That's nice. H11 parentheses H8. Now, one thing you'll know about H11 bulbs is they are specifically for the low beam of a vehicle, and they have a different bulb for the high beam. So this is just the low beam bulb, and you'll notice it does not have any kind of differentiating function for the high beam. That's good for my current application, because the Ford Escape has a separate low beam and high beam bulb. And that's about it. Step 2 is wait for my mom to come to my place and get this installed in her car. Okay, so this right here is my mom's Ford Escape Hybrid 2007, and these are the projector headlights I was talking about earlier. You can see that one's working, that one's not, and since it has projectors anyway, might as well put in some LEDs. Now, I haven't hooked up the DRLs or anything, and I actually have a full video of me installing these, but they're on a 1 terabyte drive that broke. So once I get that drive fixed up, I'll post a video of how we're installing them. So step 1, turn lights off. Step 2, pop hood. Step 3, open hood. Step 4, put prop rod up so hood does not hurt myself. Oh, that might be harder to get to than I thought. There are screws. What the? Oh, that sucks. Original Ford headlight did not have screws. Did not see that one coming. Something I thought would be very easy is no longer very easy. Pull this battery out. Now there should also be something holding this battery in. Or not. Oh my god. Okay, looks like I can just take these screws off and do it. Okay, got a screwdriver. Already got one screw off. God. So it looks like this headlight housing does not use the OEM style bulb. You can clearly tell it's burnt out of its mind. Okay, I am officially totally dissatisfied with this headlight. Do they think nobody would ever notice or what? Okay, so I got the OEM, or not even like the spec tuning version of a bulb, this H1 55 watt halogen bulb. And I'm ordering the matching H1 60 watt LED bulb to go in here because I cannot use the stock Ford H11. But luckily we have our Fusion over there, which still runs stock headlights. I'm gonna put the H11s into the Ford Fusion. If it becomes too bright for oncoming motorists, as in if it dazzles them, I'm gonna take them out and return them. But for now, I've already ordered the H1. It should be here by Thursday. It's a little inconvenient. I don't know, it just kind of disappointing to pay $250 for a headlight that you think will do the job. Then when the bulb burns out like 6 months after you bought it, which is the bulb that came with it, you go to replace it and find out it's not the correct bulb for the car. But oh well. So this right here is our Ford Fusion. It is my dad's daily driver for about 10 years now. He bought it new back in 07. And he's actually had these LED lights in the car for a few days now. And he's actually very happy with the light output and everything. He says no one's flashed him just yet. I've also aimed the lights lower than they would be stock, just to make sure that we don't dazzle too many people. As you can see, the light output doesn't really go that far, only to the end of our neighbor's property, but it's much brighter than what it was earlier, because the bulbs that were inside this car were over 10 years old, actually. So that's what they look like from there. I didn't have a chance to film the installation, mainly because it was done so late at night. But for the Ford Fusion, it's actually extremely easy. So let me just show you what to do. Now, the passenger side is actually pretty easy to get to. All you need to do is stick your hand down here. You can get to the dust cap right here. This little piece right here, that's the dust cap. You can actually put the LED headlight inside here, and the driver as well. There's actually enough space inside this headlight. When you come over to the driver's side, it gets a little bit more complicated. What you want to do is remove this little dust shield right here, and then it gains you enough access to get your hand under this dust cover here, and it's the same process. It's actually much easier than doing the escape on this car. Okay, so there it is. Get some better video at night to show just how much light output there are from these bulbs at night. See, it's still about dusk right now. I'll give you a semi-preview of what it's like right now. There they go. There's that. I'll come back here later too to show you the light output. It's now as dark as it gets. The street lights are on, the sun's down, mostly. I just want to give a quick light output comparison right here for this headlight setup. So that's about it. Actually, from at this time of night, it actually looks like it's going down to the second property. And as for the reflectors, you can see it on the reflectors as far down as the cul-de-sac. So the light output, it's pretty good. It almost looks like it updates the whole look of the car. There's a better angle right there. Well, that's about it. Okay, so here I am again, opening up a big envelope with a small box inside of it. Now this right here should be the H1 LED bulb. And this one is or not. This is taped. Okay, so this is different. First one I got was not taped and had 2 little small stickers on it. This one is taped closed. So each time it gets shadier and shadier. Okay, there's that. Here it is, you can see stuck together. Now you can see the connector is clearly different than the other one, the H11. And you can see, unlike the H11 where it sticks in and twists in, this one just has a spring to hold it in over. Also, unlike the H11, there's no lens or anything of that nature over the LED. It just appears to be 4 bare chips. Hopefully this works. Well, let's go stick this in the car, find out. Okay, so now thanks to the magic of iMovie, we're back at the same stage that we were last week, I believe. And here is the H1 style bulb. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the spring out of this old one. Right there. You can see the similarity in the bulb style. Now I got to take the second grounding pin off right here. There we go. Next is to insert this thing in here. I believe just like that. Ah, sticks out. There's that in. Now the next step is to figure out which side is positive and which side is negative in terms of these 2 lights. Let's try it that way, seal it up, and then come back. If it doesn't work, it's like so. Okay, yeah, this is definitely going to be cut out. But for now, I'm just going to stick the battery back in here and see if it powers on at least. Yep, there it is, nice and bright. And it maintains the cutoff line. So I'm really happy with that. You can hear that little fan going as well. Now, because it's past 10 o'clock at night, I can't really make loud noises. So what I've resorted to doing is using this hole saw bit and doing it by hand, which is going to take a while, but I don't want to piss my neighbors off any more than they already are. Okay, so what I ended up doing is I actually got the Dremel to screw the neighbors and cut it with the Dremel. Now, as you can see, I'm a little worried about water intrusion, but it's nowhere near as bad as it could be. I'm going to put a little cone or something over it with some epoxy tomorrow morning. But for now, I think it'll be fine to drive back and forth for a few days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the screws back in, and then just put the battery back in and make sure it still works. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the car around the block, make sure, or at least compare the light output from the 2 beams, make sure I'm not blinding anybody. Just going to drive it around, and it does not trigger the CAN bus, which is good. That's very nice. Is it flickering? You gotta be kidding me. After all that work, it flickers? What the? It does flicker. Honestly, the light output's kind of the same. If I had to say so, I think the incandescent bulb might actually be better. And yeah, the flickering is very noticeable. What I'll do is I'll put the other LED bulb in, see if it's any better. I'm hoping it's just some bad contact or something. The number of times I've had to pull this battery out to replace this bulb is too high. If they both flicker, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm about to lose my because I already cut the hole. It's like 1 in the morning, still doing this. Okay, so I got the other headlight in, but let's see how she looks. It doesn't flicker anywhere near as bad as the other bulb did. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed in the brightness compared to what my dad's car was. But then again, there's a bunch of lights going around. I've had bright LED lights projected out of my head, so I'm gonna close everything up and then go for a drive. Okay, so now that I have the lights off, it does actually seem brighter. I guess it's all perception. I think these are like, these bulbs that we have around here are equivalent to like 100 watt or something, but they're LED too. So. And again, I don't know if it's the direct comparison with the halogen bulb on the other side, but it looks almost as if the color might be cooler than 6000K. I'm gonna go drop this car off at my mom's house, pick up my car, and tell her that I did this tomorrow morning because she doesn't know I took her car. I do feel like this bulb does give a much brighter light output off to the sides, and I quite like that. And the overall beam pattern does look wider than the halogen bulb itself. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied with the bulb. I mean, what can you really do? Like, you're gonna get a bad bulb or product every once in a while. And in fact, I'm probably more irritated that when I got the box it was open. So that probably means that somebody returned it before, or maybe for the same flickering reason that I noticed. But other than that, the bulb that does works well. I'm gonna have to make this video a two-parter, because there's definitely no way I can continue making this video this long, because I believe it should be at least at the 15-minute mark by now, and I know no one wants to watch a 15-minute long video on light bulbs, or at least very few people do. I personally enjoy watching long-form videos, but I don't know if everybody else does. The thing is that the mismatch of the bulbs with the LED on one side, the halogen on the other, is kind of bugging me, but the car's canvas system doesn't seem to mind it. The LED bulb is not triggering it at all, and I'm going to be calling Amazon, trying to see what I can do to swap this out. I believe it is, yeah, it's 12:30 a.m. over here. So I'm going to edit this video, upload this on Friday, actually, this is Friday now. But I'm definitely going to be posting it up on both the Ford Escape forum on Facebook, because I want to see if any other guys have had this kind of headlight bulb issue before, where it's such a pain in the bleep to swap out the bulb, especially with these aftermarket style headlights. Okay, so I'm back in my Nissan Leaf, which had stock LED headlights. They actually were included with the car. And okay, so I've just dropped off my mom's Ford Escape, and I want to compare real quick the light output of these LED headlights compared with the Ford Escape itself. And I think these might be quite a bit brighter. And I think the ones I put on my dad's car are also quite a bit brighter than the ones that are on her Escape. The bulbs that are on the Escape actually look like they might be only as bright as the halogen bulb that came included with the headlight. I'm also going to post it on the Ford Fusion headlight forum, see if anybody has any recommendations for projector style housing that won't require me to go down to a lower quality H1 or just a lower quality housing. I really want to try and keep the OEM quality of the Ford stock housing and maybe retrofit in a projector. If any of you guys on the Ford Fusion or the Ford Escape forum on Facebook or wherever you see this video have any suggestions as for a retrofit kit for the headlight, I'm very interested. If you like this video, hit like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe, because there's definitely going to be a part 2 coming of me sorting out this light bulb. Oh, I still need to do a video on this head unit that I installed a while ago. If you want more information, I'll have the links about the light bulbs that I used in the description below. And do whatever else you guys do on the internet. Have a good one, guys. Look at this guy. High beams on. Hasn't noticed. Yay, he did it.